I'm Howard Davis, and my colleagues, Robin Mann and Sara are also from Bangor. We're all part of the School of Social Sciences. Our project is called Civic Participation in Wales, in place and over time. So we're exploring within this broader framework of civil society issues to do with how that's expressed at the local level in two main sites in Wales. And the two terms in the title, place and time, are important to us because people's sense of place is changing. We can't any longer talk about bounded communities, villages or small towns. I think people's participation is often across space, across the usual boundaries, and we're very interested in how that's changing. And in terms of time, we're interested in people's experience in their own lifetime, but also the differences we find between generations, and whether there's a decline in participation as new generations come along, or whether participation is taking new forms, which is what we suspect. We're trying to explore within one locality issues which are really quite general. They're of interest to a wide variety of people, not just in the locality. So we'll contribute, I think, to understanding a process of change which most people, I think, realise is going on, especially if they themselves are trying to create networks, develop associations, make an impact in their local area on people's well-being in one way or another. And we hope to be able to share some insights about those processes, what people find difficult, the obstacles to doing that, sometimes the consequences of engaging locally, which are not necessarily always positive. There are sometimes conflicts created by local action and activism, and I think that's going to be of interest to a lot of people. We've already got quite close links with the network of voluntary associations in Wales and in our study area, and that will continue as the project goes on, and hopefully we can work with a variety of associations to share our results, get feedback on our results, hear what other people have to say about the issues. But I think we also intend to engage with local authorities where that's relevant, because they're very interested in participation issues, and the Welsh Government likewise. So a variety of partners, as well as the very local organisations and networks where we hope to have opportunities to share the results of our work. Perhaps I could bring in Sara. One of the outputs is going to be related to the existing literature on the subject.
Yes, so we're currently performing a critical interpretive synthesis review of the existing literature, which we've kept deliberately broad in terms of disciplines that we would draw on, and the key terms used, so our definition of civil society and civic participation and social capital. We've tried to create as broad a base as possible, and then having sort of systematically brought that information together, then performing this sort of more critical review that isn't just a sort of normal systematic review where you extract data and just aggregate it. And so from that we're hoping to gain some understanding of how civil society has been conceptualised in the past, particularly in relation to Wales. And that's a specific focus of that review, so that we get a real sense of how it's been shaped in Wales, which is obviously a little bit tricky because of the sort of UK-wide literature, and then the England and Wales, and then specifically Wales, and then this research has been conducted in Wales. And we have taken a decision to keep all of that in, because that sort of demonstrates the complexities really within which this research has been conducted, and the sort of certain papers that we would lose if you were to then just focus now just on Wales. So we're in the middle of doing that at the moment. We'll be presenting that at the conference, and we're hoping to send that to the Journal of Civil Society. And then obviously the second output will be more the empirical work that we're currently doing. We've just started field work at the first site, which, as Howard said, isn't a bounded community. We're actually looking at a wider area, again very similar to what we're doing in the literature review, having that as a sort of sampling frame and then selecting certain things from that actually reflect the complexity of participation.